Have you ever felt an inexplicable peace in your home? A serenity that soothes your heart, even in the most difficult moments? What if this feeling was more than just an impression? What if it was a sign that the presence of Allah fills your home? We live in a world full of distractions, noise, tensions. But there are homes where there is peace, light, and a special blessing. How to know if your home is one of these blessed places? What are the signs who reveal the presence of Allah under your roof? In this video, we will discover clear clues which show that Allah has blessed your home, and how you can strengthen this divine presence every day. Before you start, subscribe and activate the bell so you don't miss any inspiring videos on faith and spirituality. Get ready, because what you're about to learn today could change the way you view your home. 1. A home filled with peace and serenity. Detailed development. Imagine for a moment that you are returning home after a long day marked by the hustle and bustle of the outside world. As soon as you walk through your door, a subtle but powerful change begins. The air seems lighter, a softness envelops every room of the house, and an inexplicable feeling of tranquility soothes your heart. Here, voices are not raised unnecessarily. Looks are imbued with kindness, and a mysterious serenity permeates every moment. This deep calm, this rest of the soul is a sign of blessing. But make no mistake, this is not an artificial tranquility, born of silence or the absence of conflict. No, it's a peace divine, an invisible light which inhabits the place and which is felt even in the hearts of those who live there. There are houses where you enter and where you immediately feel a heaviness, an oppressive weight, a heavy atmosphere, an inexplicable unease. But there are also these homes which, as soon as you set foot there, offer you a refuge and respite for the soul. As if something invisible was ensuring the balance of everything. What if this tranquility was a sign that divine blessing rests on your house? The turmoil of the outside world does not disappear, but it no longer has any control over you once you are in this sanctuary. For what? Because a home bathed in light of faith becomes a shield against agitation and worry. Just as a carefully tended garden flowers naturally, a house where we preserve spirituality becomes a place where calm settles by itself. It's not a coincidence. It's not a coincidence. It's a consequence. A home where we frequently talk about name of Allah, where one rises above trivialities, where souls find comfort, is a home where the invisible acts. Such a place becomes a spiritual fortress, where even fleeting tensions are dissipated before they take root. And you, do you feel this inexplicable peace at home? Is your home a place where your heart finally finds rest, where restlessness ceases, where the soul is safe? If this is not yet the case, how to transform your home into a true haven of peace? The answer is simple, and it starts with what you let into your home. What do you make resonate between these walls? What words, what thoughts, what energies do you allow to inhabit the space where you live? What reside a household determines what it cleared. Empty talk, spiritual neglect, constant arguments. All of this permeates the atmosphere, creating a breeding ground for agitation and unease. But a home where we remember Allah, or invocations fill the air, or hearts are softened by prayer, becomes a place where souls breathe. And when you do reminder of Allah a habit, so peace becomes obvious. Is this peace present in your home? Or do you sometimes feel an inexplicable heaviness? Tell me in the comments. What, in your opinion, makes a house a place of serenity? 2. Quran recitation and dhikr fill your space. Detailed development. Have you ever felt this indescribable feeling after reciting a few verses of the Quran? This relief, this inner clarity, this atmosphere that changes instantly? There are houses that seem stuffy, where the air is heavy, where fatigue and irritability set in for no apparent reason. And then, there are these homes where every corner breathes peace, where we immediately feel good without being able to explain why. The secret, the word of Allah, who purifies the space, brightens the atmosphere and drives away what is harmful. Reciting the Quran is much more than just reading. It is to breathe a light which crosses the walls, a vibration which impacts everything around you. It is invisible but powerful protection, a barrier against negative energies that seek to disrupt the tranquility of your home. A home deprived of the Quran is comparable to a dry land, where nothing grows, where the soul slowly withers. But a house where the Quran resonates, where the dhikr fills the air, becomes a jardin luxuriant, where faith flourishes, where hearts find refuge. Why is this so powerful? Because the Quran is alive. It is not a simple text placed on a shelf. He is a remedy, a light, and shield against everything that wants to darken your daily life. This hadith is a warning. A house where the Quran is absent becomes a vulnerable space. Conflicts multiply there. Souls are torn apart, and minds become troubled. Conversely, a house where every room heard the Quran, or every morning begins with an invocation, or each evening ends with a word of reminder, is a house where nothing harmful can take root permanently. Imagine, you are sitting in your living room, and a gentle voice recites sacred verses. The atmosphere changes immediately. Your heart calms down. An inexplicable feeling of comfort invades you. This is the power of reminder of Allah. It's this ambiance pure that you can install in your home day after day. And you, what place does the Quran occupy in your home? Is there a light that illuminates every corner of your house? Or is it a book sitting on a shelf, waiting to be opened? Share with me in the comments. Do you feel a difference in yourself when you listen to the Quran? 3. The invisible presence of angels. Detailed development. Have you ever felt an inexplicable peace when entering a place? An atmosphere so soft and comforting that, without being able to explain it, you immediately feel safe. There are houses that seem bathed in an invisible light, where souls find rest, where hearts feel light. These places are not ordinary. They are inhabited by a celestial presence, the angels. These pure, devoted creatures who never cease to glorify Allah descend into homes where His name is remembered. They don't just observe from afar. They surround with their kindness those who remember Allah, bringing with them serenity, blessing, and protection. Imagine. Every time you recite the Quran, what are you doing, dhikr? That you pray with sincerity, descending angels, covering you with an imperceptible but real presence. They fill your home with peaceful energy, repelling everything that is harmful, transforming the very atmosphere of your home. But be careful. Just as there are ways to attract these luminous creatures, there are also barriers that can prevent them from entering a home. Images or statues of living creatures. Some artistic representations, especially those that imitate Allah's creation, are a veil that keeps angels out. Distractions that lead away from faith. A house constantly filled with trivialities, where screens dictate the rhythm of life, where we talk more about worldly affairs than spirituality, is a house where angels have no place. The absence of prayers and invocations. Angels are attracted by the light of Allah's remembrance. If your home is deprived of prayers, if dhikr is absent, then what presence really inhabits it? A home filled with reminder is a home full of angels. But a home forgotten by Allah is a vulnerable household. So ask yourself this question. Is your home a place where angels like to descend? Or did you let elements settle there, corresponding to these beings of light finding their place there? Share your feelings in the comments. Have you ever felt a more soothing atmosphere after reciting the Quran or experiencing Allah at home? The baraka in the provisions. Detailed development. Have you ever seen a meal, however modest, suffice for an unexpected number of guests? A simple table, but where everyone eats their fill, and where, even after everyone has been served, there is still enough to feed other people. This defies human logic, but it is no coincidence. This is baraka, divine blessing. In some houses, the signs are full, but the abundance is not felt there. Food runs out quickly, hearts remain unsatisfied. And despite an apparent abundance, there is always this feeling of lack. Conversely, in other homes, even with little, there is always enough. A simple shared plate of rice seems to multiply as if an invisible force were increasing its quantity. It is a sign of Allah's blessing. But how to explain this? Baraka is not just a quantity that lasts longer. It is also a deep satisfaction, a feeling of contentment that settles in the heart. It's not just having more, it's feel more the richness of what we have, attracting the baraka into its provisions. Say Bismillah before eating. When you begin your meal with the name of Allah, you place this moment under His blessing. You recognize that it is He who provides, and you invite the baraka to descend on what you consume. Share your food. A meal that we share holds the blessing. The more you offer, the more Allah gives you. It is a spiritual rule that the human mind sometimes struggles to understand, but which is always verified in reality. Practicing sadaqah, charity. When you give to those who have less, Allah purifies what He has given you and increases its value. What you give never really diminishes. On the contrary, it opens unsuspected doors of mercy. And have you ever had a time when food seemed miraculously enough? Share your experience in the comments. Do you feel the baraka in what you eat? 5. A home protected from conflict and tensions. Detailed development. Have you ever felt this heavy atmosphere in certain houses, where arguments break out over nothing, where the silence is heavier than words, where everyone seems on the verge of exploding? Conversely, there are homes where, even when a disagreement arises, peace prevails quickly, where hearts are light, where patience and gentleness dominate interactions. Why such a difference? Because Satan works in homes where discord can take hold. Satan doesn't just influence individuals in isolation, he targets families. For what? Because breaking up a home is destroying the balance of a community, weakening faith and sowing injustice in hearts. The devil does not attack head-on. He blows small frustrations, of the blessing words, of the cold looks, until a simple annoyance becomes a real war. Allah warns us, and if any incitement to evil comes to you from Satan, seek refuge with Allah. So how can you protect your home? Multiply the invocations. When tension rises, when irritation sets in, seek refuge with Allah. Even a simple "A'udhu billahi minash shaitanir rajim" can break the chain of anger. Learn to forgive yourself. Forgiveness is not a sign of weakness, but a formidable spiritual weapon. A heart that knows how to forgive is a heart protégé. A home where we don't hold grudges is a home where Satan has no influence. Avoid unnecessary arguments. Not all discussions deserve to become conflicts. Many tensions are fueled by pride, the desire to be right, the need to dominate others. Ask yourself this question: what is more precious, to be right or to preserve the peace in your home? A blessed home is one where patience prevails over anger. And you? How do you maintain harmony in your home? Share in the comments your secret to avoiding disputes and protecting your home from tensions. 6. The importance of love and support in the family. Detailed development. Have you ever noticed that there are homes where you immediately feel good? Where the air is light, where laughter resonates, where we feel sincere human warmth? Conversely, there are also homes where there is an inexplicable coldness, where relationships are tense, where everyone lives for themselves, without any real connection with others. The difference between these two types of homes? Love and mutual aid. A blessed home is a home where take care of each other, where we share much more than meals and walls. We share hearts, efforts, prayers, trials, and joys. There is no blessing in a house where everyone thinks of themselves, where selfishness has replaced generosity, where tasks are distributed as burdens and not as gestures of love. Love is not just a feeling, it is an action. A simple kind look, a comforting word, an outstretched hand, a service rendered without expecting anything in return. This is what fills a home with light. Being good to your family does not just mean speaking gently to them. It also means helping them without them having to ask. Why is mutual aid so powerful? Because it removes resentment before it takes hold. Because it creates solid bonds, based on sincerity and not on obligation. A husband who helps his wife with daily tasks. A wife who supports her husband in his responsibilities. Children who respect and assist their parents. This is how a home becomes blessed. Look around you. Is your home a place where people naturally help each other? Or is everyone in their own corner preoccupied with their own affairs? Nothing breaks a home more than indifference. Nothing strengthens it more than love shown through concrete gestures. Share in comments. What is the greatest gesture of mutual aid that you have received from your family? If you recognize these signs in your home, know that Allah has granted you a precious blessing. But remember, this blessing must be maintained. Say your prayers sincerely. Fill your house with invocations. Cultivate love and patience with your loved ones. Tell me in the comments, have you ever experienced any of these signs in your home? Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more videos on faith and spirituality. May the peace and light of Allah fill your home. Ameen.